Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. That's Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and I'm Tyler Merkovich. We're bringing you Week 2 coverage of the NFL season against two winless teams in the AFC South, the Houston Texans. Huge disappointment at home against the Jets. The Tennessee Titans lose a heartbreaker on the Thursday night opener at Pittsburgh. Now, give me your reasons why Houston has a shot at Tennessee.
3 keys to victory for Houston. Number one, they have to neutralize that rush that the Tennessee Titans are going to bring them. And one thing I like about the Texans is the fact that they use double tight end sets. That keeps the ends wider and helps neutralize that pass rush. They're going to have to do that a lot. They're also going to have to try to find the running game, get that started to help out the play action, to get Matt Schaub in the rhythm early and often so he can hit those big targets in Walter and Johnson and Daniels and get Slayton out on screens. That's another key to victory as well. Slayton on those screens can be deadly. That's the way you neutralize a blitz. That's the way you neutralize a pass rush. That's the way you keep defenses guessing. Anytime you have guys on the other side of the ball guessing, you're one step ahead of them, you win every time.
They really need to establish a run game with that offensive line and Slayton. Not only on screens on the outside, you could do that, but in between the tackles. How many tough yards can this guy get? Tennessee's defense looks potent. Still got it in the secondary. Still got it up front. Even though they lose Hainsworth, they still got a bunch of guys rotating in and out on that front line. 2 great ends in Van der Bosch and Curse. Disappointment in Matt Schaub. He really needs to get it together. This is a big game in the South. Give me the reasons how Jeff Fisher can keep that team rolling. They have extra 3 days off. Will they be rusty, or can they pull this one off? What are your keys to victory?
Keys to victory for the Titans are simple. You disrupt Matt Schaub's timing. You rattle him. You get in his face. You be active in the pass rush game. Come at him from a lot of different angles so he doesn't get used to whatever coverages and rushes, stunts and blitzes you try to send at him. Also, you have 3 good running backs. You utilize all 3 just as last week. And they played well enough last week to win. They created turnovers. They disrupted Ben Roethlisberger's timing. They played a really good game last week. If you got into overtime, you had to have done a good job in in regulation. So I like the way Tennessee played last week. They still look vulnerable. Kerry Collins looked comfortable in the pocket. That's as comfortable as I've seen Kerry Collins in the pocket in a long time. He looked like he had real control of the offense. And he found Bo Scaife. He found Kenny Britt. He found all those targets. This is going to be a good game. Physical game, but I like Tennessee to win this game.
Nate Washington, he was out. He's back. That's another added dimension to that wide receiver depth. And my problem was with Houston. I said this plenty amount of times. They're secondary. Dante Robinson wants a new contract, this and that. Let me see it. Let me see that secondary really step up. And Mark Sanchez is shredding up with that wide receiver core that we know that's not too deep in New York. Tennessee could do it with Collins, Gage, Britt, Washington. I'll be back. Bo Scaife, L.J. Crumpler. They could probably stop Chris Johnson, but they need to do that. It's probably going to be hard for the Texans. I like Tennessee too, even though look out, this might be closer than expected.
Well, one thing we found out last week that the Texans had some leakage in that run defense, and you don't want to have any leakage in your run defense when you're playing a team like the Tennessee Titans.
Absolutely. For more NFL coverage for Week 2, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL.